Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I've got Aletha with me. Hi, Aletha.
Hello.
Hey guys, we're really exciting. Aletha's a new coach here with Create Your Future. She is not new to coaching though. She's been doing this for a while before, so we're really excited to have her. She really knows her stuff. And today we're actually going to talk about how to get rid of the third party and incorporate that with living from the end of, to put that in there, what you can do. So this video is for anyone that's got a third party. A third party can be anything. I mean, a third party can be another person, in the relationship. It could even be a video game. It could be their work. Anything that gets in the way of your desire is basically, you can get rid of a third party too. So this video is going to be for a lot of people. And if I haven't already mentioned it, guys, we're having a contest, details in the description below. We also have a mailing list. You guys can check it out. We have a lot of people asking when we have sales and when new courses come out and Katie's meditations and stuff. So definitely sign up for that list if you want to be notified. If you don't, then don't, no big deal. People ask for it. And yeah, other than that, like I said, Aletha's having a sale of up to actually 50% off her coaching. It's not going to go for very long. So definitely check that out if you're interested. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. Aletha, how do we get rid of the third party while we're living from the end? What does that look like?
Well, one of the things that I think is so important is to realize that because we're conscious and because we have the ability to use our imaginations, that we can actually feel the end now by using our imagination instead of having to wait to feel good when we get the SP, when we get the car, when we get the money, when we get whatever it is our heart's desiring, or whatever relationship we want to fix. Well, we can actually feel that feeling now by using our imagination. We can decide what we want exactly, close our eyes, relax for a couple seconds, and then just visualize having whatever it is that you want. And as you do that, you have to understand that because you are consciousness, you're not the 3D person that says, my name is Aletha and I am this or that. You're a consciousness, so you have the ability to close your eyes, visualize what you want, and then realize that that's true, that's real. And then when you do that visualizing, you're going to feel the feeling of whatever it is that you want your end to be, whatever you want to manifest. And as you feel that feeling, you can feel it now. So anytime you run into the third party and you're feeling stressed and hurt or whatever those negative feelings are, you can just go into your imagination, be still for a moment, run to the bathroom if you have to, and be still for a moment, close your eyes, and then visualize your scenario of whatever it is you want to manifest and feel how that feels. Because really the truth is, it's not the person we want so much as the feeling we want. We want to feel loved. We want to feel valued. We want to feel needed. And, or if it's money, we want to feel secure and safe. So you can have that feeling immediately. And then that's living from the end. And each time you get confronted with a third party or something else that's negative in your world, go back to your imagination and start to feel it again, because it's more real than the 3D world. 3D world is an illusion of your past thoughts. It's not,
Exactly. And just to define imagination. Now, if you have trouble visualizing, that's okay. I'm actually not a big visualizer. Just your thoughts, your inner conversations, the thoughts that you have will create that imagination. Because for example, okay, I was driving with my mom one day and we wanted to go for dinner and I suggested this restaurant and she was like, oh, no, there's going to be a wait list, a long lineup. We're going to have to wait forever. And I was like, wow, we're not even there yet. And like, you're getting worked up and upset that there's going to be like a wait list and we don't even know if it's true. And in that moment, right, it impacted me. I was like, wow, our thoughts create our emotions. What the thoughts that we're having in a moment can either make us feel good or it can make us feel bad. We choose what we're going to feel by the thoughts that we carry and how those thoughts make us feel. So, your imagination, when we say that, it's your self-talk, your inner conversations, anything like that, even visualizing, if you will, because when you say something in your head, your subconscious mind will automatically make a picture of it. it because your subconscious mind only sees in pictures. So make sure your thoughts, if you're going to do it the thoughts way, is going to be that they are geared to what you want, not what you don't want. So saying, I don't want the third party there anymore, you're actually creating more of a third party. To say, I want him to be with me and only me, then you're actually creating the picture in your subconscious mind of that. And the more you dwell there, like we're saying, is you're going to get more of that back. It has no choice but to reflect back to you, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And you're right, our thoughts do create our feelings. So all of those things are very important as a part of working towards manifesting and getting things that we want in our life.
Exactly. And you know what the great thing about this is, and we were talking about this before the video, is that when, you know, you're waiting for something and you feel like you're waiting, you don't need to wait. Go to the end, go into your imagination, go into your thoughts and start thinking about it now that you have it now. What would he say if he was with you now? What would you think if you guys were together now? What would you feel if you were together now? And that's what living from the end is. So when you're going, I'm waiting, when is this going to happen? And you're feeling like, you know, things aren't moving. Well, that's because you're not moving in the direction you want in your mind. So go to that place, right? And be like, I have it now. You can experience it right now in your reality instantly if you go into your mind where you can create it. And when you create it in there, you instantly have it when you're in that moment. And then, okay, well, maybe it doesn't show up instantly. Well, you know, maybe there's some other thoughts that need to be changed within your mental diet, or this needs to happen a little bit more. You know, it's so funny. I remember I was at this store and I wanted a discount and I was buying clothes. And I was like, I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, you know, she's going to give me a discount. She's like, I'm probably not going to give me a discount. She's like, there is no discount. I'm like, wait, let me check my phone for a discount. And she was like, okay. So I checked my phone and then I was like, I found it. And I was like, okay, I'm like, she's going to give me a discount. She's like, oh, I can give you the discount. I'm like, maybe it won't scan. And then she's like, it's not scanning. And I'm like, no, she's going to give me the discount anyway. She's like, hold on, I got a piece of paper. And she scanned it off the paper because my email wasn't working. And it was like real time as I was going back and forth. So was she. And so when we go, well, I've been doing this, but it's not happening. First of all, that statement's blocking it. Second of all, we've roping back and forth too much. We've got to stay consistent in that. And a mental diet is also creating in your imagination. A very clean mental diet, guys. I can't stress this enough.
Yeah.
Stress this enough. Just like my example with that coupon code, right? My thoughts were reflecting back immediately, right? And eventually I did get, you know, I could have just been like, okay, I'm going to get this discount no matter what. And then no matter what, it would have happened. But it played out back and forth. And I'm like, and then I'm like, we're going to, like, you know, I did it to myself.
Yeah. And it's so important to persist in what we do want, you know, and not do the yo-yo thing back and forth. And sometimes it's not easy to do, but it's also important not to get discouraged that I'm waiting so long for something, for this third party, when I can feel those feelings now and live from that and persist in that. And once you know what you want, persist in that. And why don't we want to feel good, you know? So
yeah.
go to that, however you do it, whether it's your thought. I mean, you can be one word brings that imaginal act into your mind. Words are, like you said, pictures in our minds. And so you have the imaginal act right there.
Exactly. I love that you say, when people say, you mentioned waiting, and I love that because people say, well, I'm waiting. When is it going to happen? You're the only one in your reality. You are the only one. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting for you. You're waiting for you to put in the inner work to get it. So you can either choose to wait for yourself to do the work, or you could just do the work. Like, it's really up to you. Either way, the work needs to be done, right? It needs to be done. And, you know, that's the bottom line. Our thoughts are constantly creating. We cannot get away from that. I can tell you guys right now, everybody who's in whatever situation you're in, it's not if you're not happy with it, it's not a failure. It's a choice. You're getting what you give. What you give out to the universe, you are getting reflected back to you, because everyone is you pushed out. So for everybody wanting to get rid of the third party, let's sit down right now, okay? And let's take a look at all of the reasons why we don't think it's happening, and let's change those all into those positive reasons, those positive intentions, those positive affirmations of why it's happening. Because when you shift to those, you know, changing those negative thoughts that you specifically have about your situation, and you write out that new list of intentions and affirmations, in that moment, you are living in the end, and you are putting all that out to everybody listening, and everybody's always listening to your thoughts. Hate to break it to you. Sorry, we're all over listening. We're all over hearing it. We have no choice. We have no choice but to listen to your thoughts. But then we think it's our idea. Fine. That's how you know, everyone as you pushed out works. But, you know, take those time to dig through your story and, you know, and really highlight those parts, as well as what are you going to see, hear, and feel when you have what you want. Okay. He's going to be with me. Okay. The other person is gone. They went to go be with somebody else. He didn't want to be with her. He wanted to be with me more. Like, you're changing the story. You know, every time you think of the third party, no, he wants to be with me. That statement, and then you create the visual in your mind, whether you do it and you visualize it, or you do this, an inner conversation or an intention. Now you're living in that moment, and he's thinking it in that moment, or she's thinking it. But the minute you go back to, oh, why are they together? Boom, now they're back together. Like, you know, so be consistent, be persistent, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, because everything comes from inside out. You know, we have to be the person that we are is projected out. So if we're living in the end of that thing that we desire, then it's going to be projected out of us into, and then manifest again into our 3D reality. So yeah.
Exactly. You know, and I've gotten rid of third parties before. And my famous statement is, no, he wants to be with me. He wants to be with me and only me, you know, and that's the way it is, you know, and, you know, and that's always my famous statement. But, you know, I think it's really important for you guys to dig in to find out how you created it. Okay. So for instance, if you've created the person to be with a third party because they are comfortable and safe, and that person, you know, has them like manipulated and wrapped around their finger, okay, you're going to have to undo that story. So saying something like, oh, they want to be with me and only me, is not enough to undo that whole complicated story. So it's how you create things in your mind. You've got to recreate them from that specific story. So, you know, for instance, one of my stories is, oh, it's always easier to stay with, you know, an ex or in a relationship that you're not happy with than to start a new one. So, you know, if I had a third party and that's the story I had to create it, well, then guess what? I'm going to have to undo that, you know, and maybe saying, you know, like, oh, he's always got time for me and wants to be me and only me. That's not enough to shift that. So I urge you guys to really dig into what story you've created to make the situation you're in. And remember, nothing's ever a failure. It's a choice. It's just about identifying, you know, what you want and then persisting in it. So, you know, and when you stop looking at ourselves like a failure because we don't have what we want, then we no longer have the emotions that bind us into that bad situation. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Awesome, guys. So we really intend that this video has absolutely helped you. It's been a while since I did a video, so yeah, it's like, it was different. But guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. All of us here at Create Your Future wish you all of the success in the world. We're so happy that you are subscribers to the channel, and that, you know, we've heard so many great success stories of how you've been able to change your life with our teachings. And that's what we get up out of bed every day to do. So thank you so much. We love you all. And thanks for being with me here today, Aletha.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.